Good evening, guys. I hope we are all enjoying our weekend, a new week, and a new sets of opportunities, guys. So, based on the question I was trying to ask was that we see that there's a lot of new movements in respect to gold, which we expect gold to be bullish, but gold has been selling. And I said, since majority of us trade gold, I think it should be the first thing we should discuss today. Now, it's very common that oh, okay. Just hold on. All right. So we are looking at what's really happening about gold. Why is it that gold is dropping massively when we are all expecting gold to be bullish? And the first thing we need to understand is whenever there is war, automatically based on data and history, we expect gold to be bullish. But at this junction, the current war we are fighting now is different. It looks so unique because a set of leaders are supporting and a set of leaders are not really supporting it. So the first thing we notice is that some central banks are expected to be buying gold, which is very common, aggressively. And we know that even though before the war, gold has been very, very bullish. And we were expecting that continuation in the bullish movement. But we now notice that the war is forcing some countries to spend their reserve. And why should they spend their reserve now? Is because we have a high cost of energy currently now. High cost of energy. And most of them they do not really plan for what is happening currently now. So they have to spend some of their reserve, and they also have to defend their currencies, which Nigeria is also doing the same thing, trying to support their economies. And the result to that kind of engagement is that of less goodbye. And also some let's say some countries are even selling their goods. That's the funny part of it. So the liquidity seems to be slowed down for that of good. And currently now some countries or some situations are looking for cash, which reduce that demand for good. So it looks like the market is moving in the opposite direction based on what we are currently experiencing now. Because people are now looking for a safe way to also keep their money. So the normal thing is supposed to be war, and we're expecting gold to spike, but currently now is the opposite direction. So it's as if dollar is the main guy playing the game. And if you check what has been happening in the last 3 weeks, looking at the charts, the DSY has even given us a change of character, having body closure above the previous high to the upside. I believe everybody can see my chart, right? Everybody can see my chart, right? Please confirm, confirm, confirm. All right, so if you notice what we have here, the DSY has done a change of character to the upside. So that means since the DSY is bullish, then technically we're expecting a very strong bullish movement on USD. So it's obvious that the USD seems to be stronger in the last 3 weeks based on what we are having now. And there's this idea that when you have war, we're all expecting the interest rate, at least US interest rates, to be low. But we notice that the interest rate has been high, even going higher. So that's a sign. Once it's high, then definitely gold will be bearish. But if the interest rate is low, we're expecting a bullish movement on gold. So having said that, also US dollar seems to be bullish, then there's definitely we're expecting a kind of bearish movement on gold. And that's one of the reasons why we've been seeing that massive sell on gold. And another thing I also noticed that gold does not really what really moved gold in that bullish movement is the interest rate. Whenever the interest rate is down, we're expecting a bullish movement of gold. And whenever the interest rate is also bullish, then we're expecting that bearish movement on gold. And that's the major thing that really drives markets. That's one of the reasons why we are seeing this bearish movement on gold. The question now, we don't know how long that is going to be. And today I got a kind of information that the Trump, the so-called Oga himself, launched a peace board today. I don't know if anybody of us has come across that news. So he launched a peace board today, and what they are trying to do, well, I felt like they are trying to put a stop or a pause to that of the war happening now. And for the peace board, he invited a lot of countries, while some people joined, while some people said no. And I understand the reason why some countries are turning it down, why some are taking it. Trump asked them to pay a sum of $1 billion to be a part of that peace board. I don't know. I don't know. I don't just know why Trump is like this. You are trying to set up a peace board to settle conflict across the globe, and you are instructing each country that want to join that table to pay $1 billion to be a member of that table. So a lot of countries has rejected while some took it. And in Africa as of today, the only country that has been invited in Africa is just Egypt. So to me, I felt like they have been strategic. Egypt is not even a black country. They are white. So I felt at least Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, none of them were invited. So to me, I felt like no black African countries has been invited to that table. Just Egypt, and Egypt has joined them already. So I don't feel like that particular board is a good one yet. Because why should I pay a sum of $1 billion to look for solutions? So it's questionable. So in the coming week, I'll be expecting the results of that board. They established today. And I will be trying to do more research about their aims and objectives or how they really want to make their move. And I'm very sure any information coming from that board will really affect good, and it will also affect oil. So I felt like Trump is up to something that he's not telling us. He's the chairman of the board. He's the chairman of the board. But in the coming week, we are going to be able to get enough information in respect to that board and see how we also take advantage of whatever they are doing in that seat for us to make our move as a trader. So having said that, let's go into the chart and let's see how we as a trader take advantage of the charts. Please, I believe we all understand my fundamentals, which I just shared with us, guys. But all
Yes,
right,
sir.
all right, all right, all right, all right. I just want to be sure that I'm communicating. All right, I think the first guy we are looking at today is that of Euro New Zealand, and this is on the daily time frame. So I was having two major levels I'm looking at on Euro New Zealand. I'm having this particular daily hobby here, which has given me a very clear liquidity levels, and I'm expecting markets to come and grab liquidity. The two levels I'm looking at is these daily hobbies, these two daily hobbies. So the first one here definitely is going to give us a lower time frame entry. And the market is currently giving us a correction back to this particular 4 hours hobby. The internal structure for me is this particular level to this level here, and we are having this OBA, which I'm expecting markets to also mitigate. And because I'm expecting markets to sell back to this level, I'll be waiting for a lower time frame entry at this junction here during the week. I'm waiting for market reaction at this junction. Now, there's something I want us to take note of. Let's look at the mode at which market is giving this particular correction. This is a 4 hour OB, and if you check on the daily time frame, last week Friday was a very strong bullish candle, a very strong bullish candle. So in making decision on this particular chart, I will personally advise let's see a daily candle reaction within this particular zone. If you are the type that you understand your change of characters very well, then let's say that shift average of maybe 1 hour or 4 hours within this particular range. Because the bullish candle on Friday is so strong that we have to wait for a very good confirmation before we take a shot at this particular junction. And one of the reasons why we are selling is because the daily move, the 4 hours market movement, which is from this particular high to this particular low, is the range we are trading. So that means all this movement within this particular range, the market has been ranging. It has been ranging. So we're expecting markets to go and create a new lower low for this particular internal structure. So I'll be waiting patiently to see market reaction on Euro New Zealand at this particular junction here during the week. And the other one I have is Pounds AUD. Pounds AUD. I'm looking at him too. We are having this particular 4 hours range. This is a high and low. But I'm looking at a 1 hour hobby. I know we were looking at this guy last week, and we're looking at this first hobby here, which the daily candle is very bullish from that Friday, and I'm having liquidity levels here too. So I'm patiently waiting for pounds 80 to give us market reaction at this particular junction here, which will give us that confirmation. I decided to use the 1 hour hobby just because the 4 hours is not really clear like that. That's it has been mitigated also, but the 1 hour is still giving us imbalance, and we're expecting the mitigation on the 1 hour hobby. So for the sake of this, I think we'll also be giving by Monday, tomorrow evening, at least New York sections would have gotten a good reason for taking a trade on this market. We don't really have any major news on these guys tomorrow, so I'll be expecting something, at least market reaction at this particular junction here by tomorrow evening. And the USD we project the market reaction on the 4 hours that we're expecting this mitigation here. And if we check on the daily time frame, we have monthly reactions from this particular hobby here. So we are expecting this market to come and create a new lower, which we're expecting to drop about 240 pips to the downside. 240 pips to the downside. So currently now, I'm waiting for a shift of the market movement at this particular junction here. Let's have a shift of the market movement. The 1 hour is giving us a good market to look already. So I'm already seeing this whole level here as liquidity, which I'll be expecting markets to mitigate or take out before coming down. So we are having this particular 4 hours will be for a shift of market to the downside. Then this is a 1 hour hobby, which I'll be expecting market to come and mitigate there, give us our entry conditions to start selling. If you check on the daily time frame, the Friday candle is looking like a kind of indecision candle. So definitely, I feel like they don't really know what they are yet to determine their direction yet. So that is why it's better for us to have a change of character before we jump on it. But I'm currently looking at 1 hour market movement on this guy 1 hour, so that I can have a shift here. Then let's have a mitigation for us to join the second continuation on USD share. USD share has been a sell for a very long time. So, and we expect that continuation based on the correction we had here at this particular junction here. Then for USD card, we always look alike, at least based on the base of the pair. For him, we are having this 4 hours will be here, which we also have liquidity level that has built up. It's also a downtrend. Even looking at it on 4 hours, we have a break of market structure downside, and we are currently having this correction phase now to the upside. And looking at my pips, it's already above 50% level, and it also have a liquidity that I'm expecting markets to also grab. So for the sake of USD cards, I'm also bearish on it until this particular high here is taken out. Okay, until this particular high here is taken out, I'm still bearish on the USD share. So I'm looking at market pushing back here. Then let's have a very good entry reasons to also join the sell continuation. It's already above 50% of our retracement. And for Euro GPP, I was expecting something last week, which I'm yet to get till now. I was expecting a body closure below this particular level, but the market did not really give in, even through on the daily and even on the 4 hours time frame. It was kind of rough. But I'm looking at the internal structure, seeing what will happen within this particular range here. I'm still looking at it because the 4 hours has given us change of character to the downside. We had 4 hours shift to the downside, which we mark out multiple times. The only thing that this particular load here, which is a major load, is going to be taken out. So if the market, and another thing you should take note of is a very fast movement to the upside. It looks so very volatile. So it's one of the reasons why I won't really be big on the HPP. But if the market still give us more of correction within this particular range, then it will give me more confidence to say, okay, the internal structure is trying to give us that kind of correction move, so we can still take an aggressive sell on it. But the way it's going back now, we still need to take some time to study the chart very well before we make our decision on the UGPP. So by the time you're also looking at it, try to look at it based on what the bigger picture is telling us. We're looking at possible markets pulling back to this daily hobby. That's our major target on the Euro GBP. And also looking at this range here, fine, we have change of character already, and I'm having this particular 4 hours of the for mitigation. But the current movement is very fast. So that means by the time you are looking at it, make sure you're also looking at market giving us correction mode. So maybe during the week, if you have some pullback, still have something like this, then already know that okay, we're having kind of slow correction back to that particular level for us to take the sell to the downside. That is for Euro GBP, and ADC share, which I'm looking at. We're expecting change of character here. This guy has been a sell market for a very long time. And last week, I know we have been looking at this daily hobby. The last week, which is Friday, we had a very strong sell on it that gave us this bearish pin bar, a bearish pin bar. And that was even one of the reasons why I opened it. I was like, okay, if the sell should continue, then since we've gotten a bearish pin bar, we'll be able to have a change of character on this particular guy here. Then it was that Friday candle that gave it that very strong bearish movement. So on the 4 hours time frame, I'm currently looking at this particular level here. If you can have that push and give us this change of character here to the downside, I'm very sure by Monday we'll be able to have a good by Monday we'll be able to have a good movement on this guy. So if we have this particular shift, then I'll be expecting my head and shoulder pattern to print out so that we'll be able to take advantage of that here. So this is what I'll be expecting on the ADC share. If you can have that 4 hours shift to the downside. And I still mark out this particular 4 hours OB here, which I'll be also be looking at market reaction. But it will be very good if you have a body closure below this particular 4 hours OB. That's what I will give this head and shoulder pattern a very good move for us to take that set continuation on it. So guys, that's what I have for the week. Please let's have some contributions. Your view based on the charts I have projected already and what you're also looking at. So the floor is open, guys. Unmute, and let's make our contributions.
Okay, can we see Euro GBP, boss?
Okay, Euro GBP.
Okay, the daily time frame.
All right.
Okay, let me try and annotate. So I was looking at price to break all this place. Oh, let me do it well. So
That's
price did not break here.
yeah, the liquidity areas.
Yes. Then the second thing I also did during the week when I was looking at it was I tried to draw something like this. I've got it, but it was as if the price respected that trend line.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what else to look at.
Mm.
If you do
Uh,
from, I can see the one you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like what you said, I was also expecting a very clear body closure, even on the daily time frame of from this particular low here. But if you notice, that particular level have just been rejecting markets. That particular level
Yeah.
has been rejecting markets. Let's even make use of this guy. Let's see what's the kind of story that level has been telling us before now. Right? So I was also expecting the markets at least to have a body closure below. Let's assume we have it now. I'll be so big in even going in aggressively to sell from this particular level. There, based on what you are even saying now, the market is here to take out this previous low. And that is why I was trying to also explain that it's better for us to see good correction mode coming back to this level before we take, we know that Friday was a very strong bullish candle though. So, but during the week, we're expecting the markets to still pull back a little bit so that we can have more engagements. Because if this aggressive movement continue, I'll run away from taking this sell. So it's better for us to see that.
Yeah.
It's better for us to see that correction mode coming back to this level. Then to give us a very good confidence.
Well, will you consider taking buy if you see
No, no, no,
any?
no. I'm not taking back. I'm not taking back. I'm
Okay.
not taking back. Yeah, I'm not taking. I'm not taking back. It's because
Okay.
of the liquidity we have at this downside. There's even one of the reasons why I don't want to take it back. Because they will
Okay.
just manipulate and it can end up being one of the liquidity that will be grabbed.
Sir, please, did you check ADCHF?
Yes, now that was the last pair we talked about.
Okay.
But for ADCHF, we're looking at a weekly chart. The market is reacting from this particular weekly hobby.
Okay.
Yeah, so currently now, last week gave us a very strong bearish candle. And since we're even trying to trade this particular range here on the 4 hours time frame, trying to trade this particular range here on the 4 hours time frame, and we now have a weekly strong bearish candle. So for us to do anything, it's better for us to see that 4 hours shift on the ABC share. And even though when you're looking at the 4 hours shift, consider this particular 4 hours will be two. So which I said it would be very good if you are having a daily candle below this particular 4 hours will be to show us that the head and shoulder pattern has been presented to us already so that we can have a good reason to jump on the sell continuation. So but if the market does not take out this particular level, then I won't, even though that we have that bearish pin bar, I won't really jump on that the sell. But let's have a very good shift on the heavy session before we start looking at selling. So from your hand, what are you looking at on AD session?
Yeah, so basically it's just still the same thing. But I'm also looking at, if you go to the um weekly time frame,
Yeah.
um okay. Let's see the monthly.
Like
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so I'm just still looking at this what's it called? This particular level here. I'm just, just trying to see what price is going to do around here. That particular OB that the two OBs you pointed out. So I just want to see what price is going to do around there, because what I'm actually seeing price doing here is, if you look at this particular level here. Sorry, trying to use my annotations. Yeah, I said that we feel like price didn't close down. Price just wicked below this particular level, and still rallying to the upside. So I'm just still looking at what price is going to do in here. If I see like a shift and stuff, I might just consider this. But overall, I think I'll just still be considering, some buys. If I don't see
Right.
like yeah, strong variations, I'll just consider buys because for some months now, I've been very bullish on this guy.
Yeah. I think it's better
So
for
I'm
us to
just
work. Let's work with these weekly charts. Since we have this strong bearish,
strong pin bar
yeah, so it's better for us to see the internal structure shift on that 4 hours
shifts, exactly.
to make any
Exactly.
decision.
Because yes, if you can see a
Um,
shift, because market has already given us a reversal pattern already. We can see a
yes,
double top here. We
yes,
can see a double top here already.
yeah, yeah.
So let's
So
just see if we can have the shifts. If we
the
have the
shift
shift,
there
then
will be good to go
yeah.
for start the sell continuation on ADC. So
The
if we
sell
don't
content.
have that shift, then that means the
Yes,
buy
exactly.
may likely continue back to this extreme
Continue.
OB
OB.
here. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I have a
So
question.
please go ahead, man.
A question, and then I also want if the spot. So let's start with the pair. Can you also go through Hero USD?
Okay.
Because
Uh, I'm being deliberate on Euro USD now because of the fundamentals I'm expecting by Tuesday on the USD and gold. Though I have, if you check on the weekly time frame, we had a very good move last week, which we have a kind of mitigation here on the monthly time frame, and that was when we have this massive drop there. So that means this guy is doing the opposite side of that of DXY. So, but I will advise let's wait for markets by tomorrow before we do anything on this guy. It looks so cheap. I will advise us to wait for is let's have a candle closure on Monday to see what to do. I have a mark out on it already, but I believe the fundamental will play a very major role on this. Is that clear,
okay,
sir? Yeah, yeah.
my okay. So my question is, how do you know when an order flow fails or is about to fail?
Please just talking.
Wheels.
Ways, okay, okay, okay. Please, I will we'll discuss about that. Don't worry. Just write it down in our section.
Okay.
Yes.